Welcome to Stories from the Center of the Universe, the podcast about the human experience.
Danielle Derricott, welcome to the Center of the Universe.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
I guess we should mention how we connected. Chris Solon and you know each other.
Yes,
Chris and I work together, and we have, for the first time in what feels like 5 years, our occasional co-host, Kevin Flippin, is here with us tonight. But we have two more guests that I believe may have some questions. But can you introduce these other guests, Danielle?
Yes, I have my oldest daughter, London Haskell Derricott. She's 9 years old. Say hi, London.
Hi.
And this is my lovely 4-year-old. Her name is Bella. Say hi, Bella.
Hi.
Oh, I can tell you the listening audience can't see either of your daughters, but they are adorable.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I love it.
Y'all want to ask Dad some questions? London, you look like you have a question.
I think of a question.
All right, you think of a question. When you're ready to go, let me know. Okay. All right, Daniel, you grew up in Western Hanover County, basically an Ashland kid.
Yes, sir. I grew up like 2 miles from Patrick Henry High School. And then I used to walk to school sometimes when I missed the bus. So we had to make a path, and we had, we call it the trail. So we missed the bus, so we had to go cut through the woods to make a trail. And we sometimes beat the bus there because the bus had to go over all the stops. And so we just used to run to school.
Y'all went straight.
We went straight.
Y'all
through the
didn't
woods.
stop. Bus is not going straight. And
Yeah.
stopping.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Are you implying that you were also fast back then?
A little bit, I guess. I guess I was back then, but it was something that we had to grow up as a child, in which we thought it was fun sometimes to miss the bus because we didn't want to
Be on the bus.
Be on the bus.
Yeah.
And so we made some different pathways through the woods, and we called it the trail.
Now, who's we?
Me and my brothers. I have a bunch of them.
Oh, really?
Sisters, cousins. So we lived in
All live in the same house?
Yeah, we used
Okay.
to live in that same house we called it Greenwood.
Okay.
Yeah, with the Manor brothers, George, Sonny, and Hucker Manor.
Sonny Minor's maybe the craziest jump shot I've ever seen, but it went in every time he shot.
Yes, sir. Yep. And then we was on Greenwood Road, so they called it Winston Road. So yep.
Nice.
So you grew up playing backyard sports with those guys?
Yes, sir. So I always played with older guys. It was just older guys like they used to beat the crap out of us, but we didn't know we was getting better. So we just kept playing, and then we'll play kids our age, and we was the best player, but we always played against older guys.
Yeah.
And then back then, if you went outside at 9 o'clock, you ain't come back in till 9 at night. So they didn't want no video games, they want nothing like that played. So we had to go outside and find ways, like to play basketball, play football. We just did different stuff, and we became a unit.
So Greenwood, it was back towards the town of Ashland.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
It was between Patrick Henry and Ashland, and
Yep.
it was off of the main route to Patrick Henry from Ashland.
Yep. So when you coming down, when you leave out Patrick Henry, you make that right on the 54, and coming towards Ashland, it's a stoplight now.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's an intersection. So we bared to that right.
Okay.
And we just went on down, turned on Winston Road, and that we called it Greenwood. Our church was Greenwood Baptist Church.
Yeah.
So we called it Greenwood.
I was just there last Friday.
Really?
Yeah, we played out at Hanover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we literally passed right through there.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That's really cool. And you're mentioning the Minor brothers. You also grew up with Aaron Kinney.
Yes.
Who else did you grow up with?
I grew up with a lot of people back there. Donnie Mars was a little bit older.
Donnie Morris is my age, which makes him a lot older.
Yeah, not that older. But I grew up with the Minor brothers. Me and Aaron used to live in the same house, Ricky Wickerson. So close, Damian Woody, Jay Wingfield, all of us, we all went to Liberty. And we all, it was a brotherhood back then. On Friday night, we stayed at each other's mom's house.
Nice.
And we had to wake up in the morning and do chores if you stayed there.
Everybody had to do chores.
Yeah, everybody. It didn't matter what house you stayed at. Right. You're gonna wake up, you could do chores. So, and we just grew as a bond. And so one night I stayed over Aaron Kennedy's house, and I ain't never go back home.
Donnie told me part of that story.
Yeah. So yes, this is no lie. Like so.
Can we explore why you didn't go back home?
It's my mom was in a accident, a real bad accident, and Mr. Kenny, Dr. John Kenny was my coach at the time, and me and Ern was best friends, and so and the best interest for me at the time was because I was in school, but I wasn't. My mom wasn't there, because she was in the hospital. So it was I was going to school, not going to school, fighting, just wasn't doing anything. So and Mr. Kenny was my football coach. And one night I went over there. It was a Friday night. Never forget it. And I ain't never go back. And my mom's like, say, if I'm gonna be in a better predicament, to help me to be a better young man, then it's kudos for her for letting me do that. And then and I love her for that, because it gave me opportunity, man, to grow as a person and also be able to, to go to school.
Well, I mean, not to be too dramatic, but that kind of saved your life, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they gave you a...
It gave me a way out, just because I was angry all the time. I wanted to fight everyone and not and be able to. I wasn't doing my schoolwork. I was since my mom was there, she was in the hospital, and my grandma, Miss Alberta Marie Derricott, she raised me, and but as your grandma get older, she can't she can't do everything watching so many different people,
Yeah.
So but she was the backbone of our family, and so and I just wanted to just keep that the name going. So when I moved in with the Kennys, it was a thing. They asked my parents, my grandpa, everybody agreed. So if and it turned out to be very well.
Oh, brilliant.
That's awesome. Horrible that your mom got in a really bad accident, was put in the hospital like that. Is she still around?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. She's still survived. She's still here. I love her to death. She's a warrior. And then after the accident, it just made me real stronger. It made me want to just will to do more things and be a better person.
Well, you don't have to answer this question, but why were you so angry at such a young age? You were only 10 when you moved in with the Kennys, right?
Yeah, I remember 10 or 11. I just was angry. I don't know why. I just was, maybe from the situation with my mom, and then we were around my older cousins. Your older cousins used to beat up on you.
They're rough, yeah.
Yeah, so I had to try to fight back.
Yeah.
And make myself better. And I'm glad I grew up that way, because it made me tougher, and I didn't quit.
Oh, yeah.
And so, and I went through a lot of trials and tribulations, man. By the grace of God, I'm still here. And it just made me not quit and just wanted more.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you played sports as a little kid. You obviously played football.
Yes, sir.
Did you play anything else?
I played basketball. I played baseball for 2 days.
What happened there?
2 days.
The ball hit me, and
Yeah, that sounds like my oldest son.
And so I said, hell with this baseball.
You mean like a ground ball? You got hit by the pitcher? Or?
I got hit by the ball. Like, I was supposed to be a shortstop, and the ball went by me, and next I think the ball was coming toward first base, and I didn't really know the techniques I didn't know a lot about baseball, so I'm trying to step in front of the ball with the glove, and next I know, pow.
Oh, you missed it. Okay.
Yeah, it was my fault. And so
But that was only your second day.
yeah, and so I just said, well, I put the glove down, and I said, didn't know ever come back.
You could have been like an awesome center fielder in baseball if you stuck with it.
Yes, I could.
London is ready to go with a question. Come on, London.
I love it.
Okay.
This is going to be a fantastic question.
What motivated you to become a football player?
That's a great question. What motivated me to be a football player? To be honest, at that age, at 9 or 10, I really didn't know what my sport was gonna be, but I love sports. So my favorite team back then was the Washington Redskins.
That's unfortunate.
Yes, yeah, and I'm a Cowboy man right now.
Wow.
So
when that switch happened?
Yeah.
No, we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What motivated you to play football?
Sorry.
So what motivated me to play football was one day I just loved it, and I was at practice, and they like, man, you're gonna be good, And so, and then when they told me I was gonna be good, and that was motivated me, you know what I'm saying, to play, because that's all we did in the backyard was play football and basketball. To be honest, and just the honest question, they didn't have to motivate me, because that's was when you're outside all day long, you had to play something. Yeah. And I played football and basketball, and so when I got older, that's why I wanted to play football and basketball. And I think what motivated me was, like, I used to like Darryl Green. Darryl Green was my defensive back, because he was small, 5'8", 5'9".
And fast as lightning.
I mean fast, and could cover. And then at the time I liked the posse. And then Joe Theismann, John Riggins.
Wow.
Those was my, my guys back then. Yeah. The Hugs, Dave Butts.
That's back when they were good.
Yeah, they back then were good, man. Charles, man, Dexter, man, all those guys. Like, I was like, man, they the Redskins. Yeah. And so, and my favorite player was John Riggins.
Wow.
He was my favorite player back then.
He was a beast.
Yeah, he was, and people just don't know that he was like, he could run.
He was fast, and he was a tank. He'd run you over.
He was tough to pull down.
And I never forget in the Super Bowl when he broke that run in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, he's gonna be good. And I was like, man, that's why I want to. And I think at that age, that's when I said, that's what I want to play. You know what I'm saying, football.
Wow.
And then as I got older, they was losing so much, and I just like the star on the helmet and the colors.
You and half the country.
Yep. So I switched to the Cowboys.
America's team.
Yes, American team. But we haven't won anything since '94. But hey.
Yeah, neither one of them have done anything since the mid-'90s. Mm-hmm. By the way, London just asked a fantastic question that may be the best question that gets asked in this entire podcast.
That was awesome.
Mm-hmm. And she's only 9, right?
Yeah, maybe she needs to take my job.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we just found your replacement.
It's a low bar.
Yeah.
All right, so basketball was a thing. Point guard?
I was a point guard. My freshman year, I played varsity. My brother John was the point guard of the basketball team, and so he was the floor general leader. I just could score points. I want the greatest shooter, but somehow the ball would go in the hoop for me.
Well, you were very quick.
Yeah.
Because I've played against you before, and trying to stay in front of you is like trying to stay in front of
Let's be clear. When you said you played against him, we're talking about like a men's rec league.
Well, yeah, older, but still, he's quick as lightning.
Yeah, I'm still quick right now at 46.
46?
And so
he doesn't look 46 at all.
So I was like, man. So one of my very good friends was Dante Brooks. He's like, hey, man, if you shoot it 20 times and you make 10, 50%. 50%.
That's great.
It's great. So I just kept shooting when I was missing it. Like, man. So.
Well, hold on. You said you weren't the greatest shooter, but the ball went in a lot. Help me understand that.
It just went in. And like,
your shot wasn't pretty? Is that what you're saying?
No, I used to shoot from my hip back then.
Oh, okay.
So I used to shoot because I wasn't strong enough, because I was skinny. So I used to shoot from the hip, and sometimes my ball used to block, but it used to go in. And so.
You got to the rim a lot, I would imagine.
I got to the rim a lot.
Yeah.
So I know how to shoot free throws really well. So if I went to the free throw 10 times, I made 8 of them. Now that's 8 points, right? So then if I make 2 baskets per quarter, right? So that's 16. So I end up like 16 points. And then I used to steal the ball, and I get like 3 steals a game. So you make the layup, that's 6 extra points. So I was averaging probably on my Liberty, my 6th grade year, I probably averaged like 26.
Wow.
And then
that's a 6th grader playing with 8th graders.
I did that in my 8th grade. I left Liberty my 8th grade year to go play with 9th graders.
Okay.
Yep. And so I played varsity my 9th grade year, and then I had my brothers play with me, and to not to backtrack, but Derricott is a big family, and we are very competitive. I mean, when I say competitive, like right now, if we have a cookout with all my brothers, it's gonna be a argument. Who the best? Who ain't the best? Who got the best jump shot or whatever? Like,
and these are dudes ranging in ages from
48 to 27,
wow.
26, right? My brothers, right? And so then my sisters get involved. They shoot the ball. So it's very competitive. But one thing I can say that what's stalling us, that we don't quit. And I tell any athletes, man, if you don't quit and if you hustle, if you're not that good, I take a player that can hustle, be coachable, than an athlete that is good and doesn't listen. Yeah. Because I was like that. Like, I didn't have all the tools, but I listened, I hustled, and I wanted to win. So
yeah, I'm sure your mom instilled that never quit attitude.
yeah, but she said she played kickball back then. That was the sport back then. Yeah,
that was a thing.
I guess back then. My dad played football. He was an outside linebacker. They said he was good. His name is John L. Smith. So he's from Coachville.
Okay.
So Coachville had some studs back then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that. I've heard your dad's name before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Donnie. I think Donnie mentioned your dad.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So when did you know football was going to be your thing versus basketball?
When I sat up there, man, and I went to a college campus for basketball, and I was 5'8". The point guards was 6'3", 6'2". I said, well, I'm about to go to football, because even though I went to this I knew was for Rick. I went to Fork Union.
Yeah.
And I went for football and basketball. So when I went up there, they had me as the point guard. So I went up there playing with Shamon Williams. He played for North Carolina. He went to FUMA. So
he's a UNC fan.
Okay, I am
big
too.
Time. Yeah.
And so when I went up there, he's 6'3", and he was the point guard.
Yeah.
And I'm 5'8". I was like, man, and I 6'10", 6'11", 6'8", 6'6", 6'5". So I go to the hole, and I'm thinking
you're good.
I'm thinking I got a layup. Paya, block my shot. And it was very tough to get the shot off. Yeah. So I went home. I was like, well, I think football will give me a better opportunity because I'm quick. I can run. And I thought I was going to be a quarterback. Again, when I went to Fork Union, when we had to, set in the pocket and throw, quarterback was 6'3", 6'4". So I was 5'8", 5'9". So, but I was a very good athlete. I had great ball skills, and I had great footwork. And so, and that's what got me to the point when I went to Fork Union. And it just made me I was just different. And somehow, some way, I was very fast than everybody else on the field. I don't know how I got fast, but I guess it was in my genes. But it was like...
When you were working, too.
Yeah. And I was like, man, wow. Until I went to Marshall and met Randy, and I thought that was a different kind of speed.
All right, let's back up. So you're at Patrick Henry, and you played varsity football for all 4 years, 3 of the 4?
Yeah, 3 to 4, yes, sir.
3 of the 4 years, and were you playing as a sophomore?
Yes, I played quarterback.
Oh, you started quarterback.
I started quarterback. Yep, we went 4-6 my sophomore year.
Who was your year? Who were the names? Was Damien your year?
Damon, Jay Wingfield, Andre Curtis, Keith Short. We had some studs, man.
A lot of guys played college.
Yep, it was like
D1 college.
Yep, it was 9 of us that played college.
That's crazy.
And to be honest with you, our best player, one of our best players didn't go. Jay Wingfield. Jay Wingfield played varsity as a freshman, 6'4", 275, and he did. He lived on the farm. He just threw hay for a living. I mean, it wasn't close. He was, and he was that good.
Wow.
Andre Curtis was that good. Keith Short was that good. Aaron Kenny was that good. We had Ricky Wickerson. He was that good. Percy James was that good. So we had...
And Damien. We can't forget Damien.
Yeah, of course, Damian Woody was that good. Tim Patterson was that good. So we had 11 guys on that team, 9 guys on the team that could win Division I from Patrick and the team.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so you played quarterback because you really wanted to play quarterback and they knew you were good at it, or did coaches see something in you, or was it a combination of the two?
It was a combination of the two. Coach Long seen something in me, and Coach Henry seen me. My determination. I could throw the football, but I wasn't as accurate. But I could throw it, and we were running the option.
Oh man!
And so, I could run the football.
Yeah.
And then when I learned how to read the option, and that's when I just went from average 4-6, didn't make no all-region teams to all-region first team as quarterbacks at my junior year because I was reading the option, learning to read the option, and I had a tight end over here 6'6", Aaron Kenny, and a tight end over here 6'4", Keep Short. And when the linebacker bit down, we threw an 88 pop or 89 pop to one of those guys, and I couldn't miss him, so I couldn't overthrow him. So
they were huge.
So when you talk about good footwork and speed, you had lateral and vertical?
Yes, sir. I had lateral because I didn't know or what I was getting myself into when we was running to school. Because when we run to school through the woods, it used to be hills. Yeah. So we were running hills, and not knowing that we are doing it. Like, so we are run back. And then, man, we just played out, like Saturdays and Sundays, we was outside all day. Yeah. And we played different, and we just played sports all day long. And that's how I got good. That's how we got good. Yeah. Just playing against older guys that we played against.
Walk us through your senior year of football.
My senior year of football, it was 1994. First of all, the weight room wasn't open one day at Patrick Henry, so we was like, the window was open. So
Why wasn't it open?
I don't know why it was open. Right?
Somebody just forgot to unlock it or something.
Unlock it. So I'm the smallest one. So the window.
Yeah, you weren't gonna put Damien through the window.
Nah, or none of them. So they were like, hey man, go through the window and unlock the door. So we did. So not knowing the alarm is going off in the school the whole time.
So y'all tripped the alarm.
Yes. So, but we didn't know. So we're in the lifting weights. We are in there playing basketball. So the alarm is going off the whole entire time, but we didn't know it was a silent alarm. It was a silent alarm. So the police come. So we all get in trouble. It was like we wasn't doing anything but trying to lift weights.
You were just trying to get better at football.
Trying to get better.
Yeah.
And so the parents were like, why they in trouble? So we had to do community service.
No way.
No,
really.
But all of us, because I don't know which coaches were late, but we didn't break in, we didn't tear up anything. We just that year, 1994, man, we just was the bond, and so we stuck together, and we made a saying was too strong, so we couldn't break our bond. So we went in there, man, and I was like, okay. So we all got in trouble that day. I was the main one because I went through the window. They said, who unlocked the doors? And I was like, me. But that year was a tremendous year because, we went 11-3 the following year and we lost against Langley in the state semifinals over in Langley. It was really, really great. We had rubber cleats, and we got beat, and so we all on the bus crying, because we lost. And so in 1994, we was like, remember UMass had the saying, refuse to lose. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we was like, man, we were refused to lose. So in 1994, man, we all got together, man, and when I said, man, Andre Curtis, Aaron Kenny, Keith Short, those guys, Damian Woody, Jay Wingfield, Tim Patterson, Steve Anthony, Chip Staten, Nathan Gilbert, Neil Terrell, Ricky Wilkerson, Akima Lewis, right? Percy James. We was determined that nobody could beat us, and we was just a unit. We did everything together. On Friday night, we stayed after the game. We stayed and watched the news, and that's how it was. And we just got to the bond that we was not going to lose. So in 1994, man, it was a great season, and I didn't know my number was going to be like it was. I had historic numbers, man. Running the football, I think I had 1,400 yards and so many touchdowns and 1,100 yards passing and 22 touchdowns, 23 or something like that.
That's unbelievable.
And then I had 4 punt returns, 2 kick returns back.
Hold on. So when you got the ball and you cleared the turn, you knew nobody's going to get you.
Yeah. And this is the crazy thing. Coach Long said he think I can walk on lightning. So that's.
Now, what were you running? Were y'all running time in 40s at the time, or?
Nah, we wasn't. But Coach Wayne had us running hills way back then, and we didn't know the hills. We went back in the path, and we had hills, and so we ran a lot of hills, and man, we just were running hills every day. And man, we was just fast, and it just made us, man, a different breed. And then it was a different breed. So 1994, man, was and then it was we understood, man, and every time on the news, it was it was me on the news. It was me. It was me on the news. And so when they say,
let me go bring her down. Sure.
It was me on the news. They're like, man, Dani, you on the news, and I just like, okay, I'm good, but it was a team sport. It was just all of us was a bond.
Yeah.
And we couldn't break that bond.
And you're tight with some of these dudes today, right?
Yeah, I'm still tight with them today. Like we will always be special because we did something the first team in Hanover County did to win the state championship in 1994, and me and Dani.
No team's ever won it since, right?
Yeah, never. So me and Dani, 85 was good, but I tell Dani like. I touched a hand with the ring. Now 85 was good.
They had a great team.
They had a great team, and Dani Mons was a very special player, man. He was very, very awesome, man. It was just he was just different, and he went to Norfolk State, and he was just was just awesome. He just was an awesome player, man.
Who did y'all play in the? Did I miss that? Did you play
No,
Hampton?
you're good.
No, we didn't play Hampton. We played Deep Creek.
Deep Creek, okay.
Deep Creek beat Hampton in 1994, and so we played.
No, was that an upset? Deep Creek beat Hampton?
Yep.
Who did Hampton have at the time?
They had Ronnie Curry.
Okay, Ronald Curry, okay.
They had Ronnie Curry.
And Ahmad Hawkins.
And everybody else, yeah.
Because he talked to, Ahmad was on the podcast.
Yes, sir.
And he talked about you guys playing Patrick Henry.
Yeah.
I thought he played Patrick Henry. Maybe it was the year before.
No, my brother Dominique.
Yeah.
My brother Dominique. They beat up on my brother Dominique. They ain't beat up on me.
It was like 55 to nothing.
Yeah, it was really, really bad. But they ain't beat up on me though.
What position did Dominique play?
He played quarterback in DB, same as me.
You need to listen to Ahmad's podcast, guys. I think he talked about your brother.
Oh, okay, yeah. Dominique was tough, but he beat up on Dominique bad. But that year we were supposed to play him because they said Ronnie Curry and me. And they said, I'm just gonna be me. People in Hampton might hear this and say, well, I thought I was the best player. You know what I'm saying? In the state of Virginia, hands down. And they had Allen Iverson. He was back then too. He was a great football player.
Well, Michael Vick too.
Yeah, Michael Vick also. They had some people back then.
That's nuts.
Yeah, but they had Plexico too. We played with Plexico over in Green Run also.
Yeah, with Aaron Brooks too. I mean, there's so many great quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm. But we had some studs also though. So
yeah.
What are your memories from the championship game? In '94.
In 1994, man. I got beat deep before halftime, and Coach Long said, "Dani, they gonna run the wheel route to your side in the post." So I'm like, okay, they ain't throw to my side all game. So I went to the post, and next thing I know, they threw a wheel route. And when we got in there at halftime, Coach Long was like, "You are the best player. Go out and make some plays." And that's what I did. And so it was from Coach Long giving me the opportunity, man, to play quarterback, and just seeing something in me that I didn't see in myself. That was him and Coach Henry, Coach Cobb, Coach Swope, but one of the best coaches ever.
All those guys coached there for a really long time.
Yeah, Coach Labrador, and those guys, man, like they really cuss you out if you did something. But we wanted to win, and it makes it like today when I see Coach Labrador, man, it's something that all records are meant to be broken, but the 1994 team it's nothing like that at all. And then after the 94 season was over with. I think the most for me was everybody else was getting recruited, but I've always been the best player. And I tell kids this all the time, that you can be the best player and not have no grades, right? And you're not going nowhere. Yeah. So I was like,
your grades were good enough to play.
To play, right? And I don't know how, but it was good enough to play, but not get in school. And so I didn't get in school, right? I had all these offers, but it wasn't no offers because I didn't have the grades.
Is that because of the NCAA requirements or the school's requirements?
I didn't just have no grades to get in. Like I think, and this is not to slap on Patrick, it was all me, and my girlfriend, my friend tell me all the time, you gotta be accountable, right, for your actions. So it was all me, right? I ain't go to class. I just thought like I'm gonna be the best football player And I thought for me just being the best football player, it's gonna carry me farther than anybody else. But I was wrong because I didn't. So when signing day came, I didn't sign, so I'm in the room crying.
Oh man, that had to be crushing.
But I got player of the year. I got player of the year, first team All-State defense.
Nobody told you grades were going to matter?
But they did, right? So I'm thinking like, Miss Kennedy did say, hey, Dani, do your work. So I'm thinking that I'm getting by. I'm doing my work, right? And I went to summer school, and I just had to learn really the hard way. And so when signing day came, they said, you the player of the year. And I ain't get no offers. I ain't signed nothing. So, but luckily...
Hold on a second. If you were 6'4" and everything else was the same to include your grades, do you think you would have gotten an offer?
I would have been the number one player in the country if I was 6'4" and with grades, but I didn't have it, right?
Right.
And so by the grace of God, Tim Stevens and Coach Schumann came to the game to look at Deion Dyer of Fork Union Military Academy.
Oh, yeah.
Deion Dyer played for the
Carolina, right?
Played for Carolina and Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
So that's when he seen number one for Patrick Henry play.
Yeah.
And he said like he need to come to Fork Union. And I ain't never been to Fork Union. It's all prep school.
Well, how did you even know about Fork Union?
I didn't.
Who connected you with Fork Union?
They came to the game to see me play.
Oh, okay.
They ain't been to none of the games, but they was looking at Deion Dyer and a couple other schools, a couple other kids from. They ain't never seen me play that heard of me. So that first time they came to see me play, so I'm at home, and my senior year's over with. So Miss Kennedy and Big Papa said, "Let's get in the van." So they had already talked to Fork Union, right?
Oh,
I
got you.
ain't know nothing about it. So we go there to Fork Union Military Academy, and I was like, "Man, I'm not doing this. I'm not putting on a military suit. I'm not doing none of this, right? I'm not going to shave. I'm not gonna put on a suit, right? I just want to go to school." But they wasn't having it. They said, "No, you're going to school."
It's hard to tell an 17, 18-year-old kid that he has to do something like that because that's a hard thing.
It is. So you go down there, and this is no lie. So I'm a postgraduate. A ninth grader telling me to go mop the floor. And I'm gonna tell you what I told him, right? Excuse my language. I said, I'm not doing shit. I said, so they like, man, you get a demerit. I said, give me a demerit. Didn't know what a demerit was. But demerit is you gotta walk in 45 minutes in the straight line, rear march, with a 50-pound gun on your shoulder. And every time you say rear march, you gotta switch it. It's for 45 minutes straight, right? I had 10 of them. So I'm out there till about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning doing my march. And so I come back in there, I'm like, man, I'm not doing it. I said, I'm not going to stay. So I go to football practice, and Coach Schumann said, man, if you leave here, your life's going to be ruined. Like, we're gonna give you a mark. You will never get a job, never get anything. So make a long story short, I went out there, and football saved me. So Coach Schumann and I got really, really close. And so, and if you've never been to Fork Union, I explain Fork Union is the military academy school for to get your grades, help you with your anger, help you with everything. So
it brings discipline to your life.
Yes, bring discipline. So you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, right? You have to be in uniform. You got to be at 4:30. You got to be dressed. Your shoes got to be marked. You got to have grease. You got to have everything. So my first week, I'm marching again because I got my shirt unbuttoned, it's wrinkled, and I slept on the bed. They said, man, if I throw a corn up, it's hard to pop up. Man, I just stayed there. So I was like, well, I'm gonna start sleeping on the floor. So I started sleeping on the floor.
That's one solution.
That one solution, yep. But then you get older, and I was like, man, then you got to shine the floor. So then, but it was a great experience to help me, man, to be. It just helped me to be, to not give up, right? Fork Union was probably the best thing that ever happened to me because it gave me opportunity, man, to see how the military was, and everything was set, like folding clothes. I love to fold clothes today.
Yeah.
I love to clean, but that's what you had to do. Yeah. On Saturday nights, you couldn't go out. We had a phone call for 30 minutes, right? And you had to take a 4-minute shower. Some days it'd be cold water. And like sometimes they cut the heat off, right? And so it was tough. but it made me who I was, and it just made me to be a different, you know what I'm saying, a kind of player. And then Fork Union, when I went there, you had to pass the SAT, and I failed it a couple of times, but I passed it. But I left there.
When you said you failed it, you didn't get to the NCAA requirement?
Yeah, I mean, I had to, like, so you can take it how many times at Fork Union? So I did. I took it like about 8 times, you know, because the first couple of times I still fell asleep. They like your time, if you got 30 minutes left, I had to start doing anything. And so until I started really getting down to the wire, like, man, you're not going to school if you don't, do the SAT. But I went from a 1.7. I think I did I got the best cadet award for that year. And I ended up like with a 3.2 or 3.1.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Perseverance, man.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's important.
It's
if you just keep going, good things happen. Mm-hmm. And you did enjoy a lot of that. But when you look back at it, you're very thankful.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy none of it. To be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I get it. I wouldn't have either.
But it was a great experience, man. It was a great lesson. And I would just tell kids, if they won't go to Fork Union, man, it's probably like the best thing.
Hold on, Bella's got a question. Come on, Bella, ask a question.
She said, "What does a corner mean to you?"
Okay, Bella asked a corner. What does a corner mean? So a corner, the definition is a corner is that. So if a receiver trying to catch the ball, daddy would be trying not to let him catch the ball. Okay, so London is a receiver, and I try to throw the ball to London. You try not to let London catch the football. Okay.
So you're like blocking me.
No, not blocking, defending you. They call it defending. Okay?
Bella, that was a fantastic question.
Very good question.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
So, Fork Union, maybe the most important, 8 or 9 months of your life?
Yeah, it was very important. It just helped me develop as a young man at the time. And I still needed, to grow. So
how was the football there?
It was good. We had because when I came, Eddie George had left a year before. Wow. Then we had Plexico had came. Then
Plexico went through Fork Union.
Yep.
Plexico I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. So and so it was the road trips. We was on the bus. We had cold food. We had cold subs. I mean, just that was. We didn't stay in no fancy hotel.
All right.
Right. So we drove up there. If it was 14 hours, we left school like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. We drove all the way up. We drove all the way back.
Who were y'all playing?
We drove all the top junior colleges in the country. Montgomery.
Okay.
We played Marshall JV team. Played Virginia Tech JV team. We played Syracuse JV team. We played Hargrave Military, and we played Montgomery University. So we played all the top junior colleges in the country back then. Because Coach Fork Union was the number 2 rated prep school in the country back then.
For football or in general?
For football.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know how they got so many good kids to come there post grad.
Coach Schumann. Coach Schumann was a great recruiter. Like the kids that nobody want, Coach Schumann took. Yeah. Like the kids that say it was a challenge to Coach Schumann. Like if a kid this kid gonna drop out of school. We had a kid named James Jackson. He was a running back for the Cleveland Browns. He's from Miami. Awesome. I mean, a different kind of breed, right? He missed out of his senior year. He missed. If it's 218 days of school, he missed 216.
Oh wow!
But he never missed a day at Fork Union. So Coach Schumann did things like that to make everything better.
Wow. Yeah, he doesn't go to the pros if he doesn't go through Fork Union.
No, he doesn't. And so he played 8 seasons for the Cleveland Browns.
Now, I went to a school that was in the same league for Fork Union before you graduated, for 15, 18-year-olds. And I can't stand Fork Union from an athletic perspective, but I love what you're telling me, and it's actually a good recruiting audio for them.
Y'all had a guy, Dingle, Jermaine Dingle. He went to Fork Union.
Did he really?
Yeah, Dingle. He went to UVA.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Dingle went to UVA. He was the same year with James Shopper was there, Tiki Barber, and when they beat Florida State that year.
Yeah, that was UVA that stopped work done at the goal line.
Yeah, I think Ward done scored though, but
no, come on. I've watched that play like 200 times.
Oh, okay.
I can't tell whether they kind of crossed or not.
Okay,
but if they had asked me,
George Wells said he didn't, so he didn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was in Charlottesville.
Yeah, it was in Charlottesville.
It was in Charlottesville.
Yeah, that night.
All right, so now Fork Union has helped you become a different person and made you ready for college life. It sounds like.
I thought I was, yes, sir.
Okay, well, let's explore that. What was the recruiting process like for you coming out of Fork Union?
I was all the schools that they recruited me when I was at Patrick Henry that I thought they was recruiting me. They was like Tennessee, Michigan, and Michigan State. Those was my, in University of Florida.
Yeah.
And that's when Coach Pruitt was at University of Florida. And so, and I never, and this is the crazy story is because I never had Marshall on my radar.
Most kids from Virginia don't know where Marshall is.
No.
Right?
No.
And so, but Coach Pruitt, he would recruit me at University of Florida. So I guess he told me something like, look, man, you come here, you're not going to play till your junior year. But I didn't know, but Mr. Kenny and Miss Kenny knew that he was going to Marshall. So, and I guess they had talked. And I was like, well, I'm not going to Florida then because I ain't going to play till my junior year. And so, and when I left there, they took me a trip to Huntington, West Virginia. And I didn't know Big Papa played there when he was in school. And
I didn't know he played in college.
Yep. And he was an awesome linebacker. And he was telling me about the plane crash.
Yeah.
And he was injured, and that's why he didn't go on the plane crash.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Yep. And so
the world is so much better off that he wasn't on that plane.
Yeah, but he's awesome. He's awesome. Like he's an awesome father figure, man. And I tell everybody, and it's just my opinion. I said, man, I know he's not perfect, but he's the closest thing to it. I mean, you know what I'm saying, for me in my eyes.
Yeah.
Because he's he calls it the humble pie. He makes you humble, sometimes when things might look not right, and so he just makes it, right now, I can call him and get advice from him, man, and he just be just honest. Yeah. And so and Coach Pro Coach Pro didn't give me no scholarship. He said, man, you come here, if you work hard, you get your grades, I'm gonna give you a scholarship. I didn't sign no letter of intent, and I said, well, and when Big Papa said, man, he went here, and this what he did, I went to Marshall, and it wasn't no debate, it wasn't no situation. I didn't even think about it because I thought I would make him proud, and so when I went up there, I didn't know that the players that was coming up there. I just know I heard about Randy Moss getting in trouble fighting at in Florida, doing something at Notre Dame. I heard about Chad Pennington, but Chad Pennington and me got redshirted because they wanted Eric Kressler. Eric Kressler was from Florida, so he came with Coach Pruitt. So Chad didn't play. Me and Chad didn't play our freshman year.
Wow. Because
Chad, and the fans were crazy because Chad won like 10 games the following year, and Eric Kressler came in and he did all these different type of stuff, but and that's when I met Randy and Coach Pruitt, did this on purpose. He put us as roommates for a reason because we had two different attitudes or whatever. And then when I left Fork Union, I thought I never been to college before, and it was different. So I had broke, it's a little bit rules in it, but I was a freshman, Yeah. So me and Randy were probably roommates, and the good thing about it is because he taught me really how to be a great football player, right? We was in practice. I knocked down the pass, and I was just talking trash to him.
So Randy's like 8 inches taller than you, right?
Yeah, Randy about 6'4". Yeah. So
and can jump out to the gym.
Yeah. So and my vertical won't too good. So he told Chad like throw a 9 route. I said, you're not gonna tell me to throw a 9 route. I'm just as fast as you did. He threw the 9 route, touchdown. Mm-hmm. So I was like, man, let's do it again. So Coach Hopkins said, Derricott, back up. So I backed up again. He threw a 9 route again. I was like, damn. So And so then we had a game, and I ain't want to got nobody in practice but Randy.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, man, I didn't know this, but I wasn't trying to start. I was just trying to beat him, right? Because I was the best. So I just wanted to beat him. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize that I was just getting better and better every day.
You were playing against the best receiver maybe that's ever played the game.
Yeah, and so I didn't know that at the time. And so I called home one day. I said, man, we got this guy up here named Randy Moss, man. He's way better than I am, man. And he's 6'4", man. I said, man, y'all just wait till you see him play. Yeah. And right there was like, Randy Moss. They was like, yeah.
Yeah. He's from West Virginia. He didn't have a huge name coming out of high school.
No, he's from Rand, West Virginia. And so, and that year, he just made me a better football player. Mm. And I didn't know that. He just taught me things that to get better. And then, like my sophomore year, I went from being average to the player of the year in the MAC conference on defense. No, the runner-up. My junior year, I got player of the year. I led the nation. I was second in the nation in interceptions, right? Because I'm going against him every day in practice, making me better. Yeah. And then Chad Pennington is our quarterback over here now. So I'm going against 2 first picks, you know what I'm saying, in the draft. Yeah. And so it just was different.
Well, it goes back to when you were a kid and you were playing with those older kids. Yes, better talent makes you better.
Yep. And so when I realized like Randy's like, and so the day he said, man, Derricott, man, I'm going to the draft. Right? I was like, okay, man, go ahead and go, but you had to stay 3 years. Yeah. Right. And so I was like, he left. So the following year, it was Nate Poole. Nate Poole was a very good friend of mine. He's from Danville. So he played for the Arizona Cardinals. But then Baron Leftwich came in as our quarterback. Yeah. And so all those things that, it installed in me. I didn't know how good I was until probably my junior or senior year. But then I fell off my senior year because I didn't work hard anymore because I had the name of being the best player in the MAC conference.
That's why it's hard to win 2 championships in a row.
Yeah, it's hard, right? So, But we won 4 at Marshall.
The conference?
Yeah, man, we won back to back. Yeah.
Well, I swear, with all that talent you're talking about, I mean, that was the high point of that program, right?
Yep, and people don't know this, right? And if you look it up, the most teams in the 90s is Marshall University. Mm. Yeah, the most wins in the 90s is not Miami. It's Marshall, and then Miami, and then Florida State. Look it up. You be like, wow. People don't know that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, right. It is.
So humor me a little bit. One of my favorite basketball players ever is White Chocolate. Yeah. Jason Williams. Did you ever run into him? I know you said offline. Maybe have you ever played?
Yeah, we played in the Henderson Center my sophomore year. When football season, we did a pickup, and I didn't know who he was. I'm gonna just be honest. I was like, man, this white boy can't play. He had tattoos, earrings in the nose.
You thought he was some punk?
Yeah, I thought like so. I come down, and he came across half court. He jumped up and just pulled a jump shot on me, man, like, and just turned around like, this motherfucker.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
I said, well, he's the real deal, and he would just come and just. I said, oh my God. I said, man, who is this? They call him White Chocolate. Yeah. But he had already transferred to University of Florida. Yeah. That was Moss was going before he got in trouble. Moss was going to DuPont. And so, but I was like, man, wow, he's good. But then a younger kid came up behind him named Nelson. I don't remember him. He went to Florida. Mm. He was an 9th grader like back then. He played at University of Florida.
Was that Brett Nelson?
Yeah, the point guard. Yeah. So he was really, really good too. Mm. So I was like, man, these guys can play. Yeah. And so he was just different.
Was he doing everything?
He just
then.
Was.
That's just his thing.
And man, to be honest, like he didn't work out at all. He just natural. His natural ability was just given.
Yeah. Well, he was a gym rat too. He was in the gym all the time. He wasn't pumping iron or doing any of that stuff, but he just played all the time.
And people doesn't realize this. Randy Moss and Jason Williams, they watch film constantly. Mm. They are very, very smart, and so they are very, very smart. And and then Chad was a difference maker, man, because I had some good people, man, around me as good football players, man. And then my senior year, and I tell a story to anybody. I was, man, folks been probably in the top 10 corners. You know, didn't do right, missing school, just missing just everything, man. Just not going to weightlifting on time, not just being late. Supposed to be back on Sunday. I get back on Monday, miss practice. Then when the scouts come in and say, hey, how Dani doing? The coach is supposed to tell the truth. That hurt me a lot. And I tell kids today, man, it just got to be, if you want something better enough, you got to be the first one in, the last one out. You can't, jeopardize the situation because you think your talent is going to get you there. Yeah. It's not. And so, people don't realize it's Troy Brown. People don't know Troy Brown went to Marshall University. Yeah. He played with Tom Brady, right? He got a whole bunch of rings, right? Yeah. And in the playoffs, he won like the top 5 consistent receivers in the playoff because he don't drop balls. He played defense for the New England Patriots, and he 5'9", and he went to Marshall University. But people don't talk about Troy Brown. They all talk about Randy Moss as one of the greatest receivers ever, and he is by far, hands down. But Troy Brown needs to be also recognized too.
I know who Troy Brown is because I'm a Chargers fan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He destroyed us that year.
Yup. So, and he came from Marshall, and so every time that I get these Marshall players, man, it was a great, it's just great, man, just to have the experience of being around them.
Absolutely.
When did you think you had a chance of playing in the pros?
I had it in my mind that I was gonna make it anyway. I just had it in my mind. But
how old were you when that first thought hit your head?
College, when they start coming in, put them to the side, and the first team that ever talked to me was the New York Jets. They came in, they're like, "Can we talk to Dani?" They were like, "We ain't know you that small," So that's when I said, "Well, I got a chance to play on the next level." Yeah. But I didn't lift a lot of weights, right? I did it my way, and it wasn't the right way. Yeah. And this interview, I tell anybody, man, like, just you have to go to school. You have to do it the right way. If you don't do it the right way, if you're trying to beat the system, you can't beat it. Yeah. You can't.
And talent is unbelievable. And when you combine talent with nothing else, it's going to lose to talent and reliability and consistency and discipline, all that stuff.
So it was a guy named Brad Bates. He played for Dallas Cowboys. Y'all know, number 40, right? So he came out of let me get this right. I want to say Kent State the same year. Didn't even heard him. He didn't make all conference, right? Yeah. But I see him on TV on special teams. Why? His energy. He never stopped. He did everything full speed, and he just was a gym rat, right? And I got all the shine in college, but he got everything in the pros because he had a different mentality than I did. Yeah. And I just tell kids, man, like, you can cheat yourself, but you can't cheat the game. Because, man, if you miss workouts or you're not on time or you're not accountable, if you're not doing this, it's just not going to work.
Yep. Absolutely right.
And it's just not. And so I could have played, if I did everything right, I probably got drafted in the first round, but I didn't, right? Yeah. And so I had to not suffer. I just had to really, like the day I ain't get drafted, man, I'm at home. We had a family a gathering, and I ain't get drafted. I think that's probably the miserable days of my life, right? Yeah. But it was like, but if you look at my bio from that year, they say I'm in the, I was Mel Kiper had me going in the 3rd or 4th round, but
back then there were 7 rounds, right?
Yeah, it was 7 rounds. So but I didn't.
You're expecting a call in the 3rd or 4th round.
Yes,
it never came.
It never came. So and so it was tough. But one thing I can say, but what Randy did for me, he gave me opportunity, man, to come. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, and say, hey, man, give Dan a shot, right? Because we was bored, and this is the God's honest truth. I was trying to do what Randy did. Randy ain't lift a lot of weights, but Randy had world-class speed. He was 6'4", he had a 44-inch vertical, and he could catch, right? And Randy did work, but I didn't ever see him work. He worked at night, so when I was asleep, he was working. So when he came to the weight room, he just rode the bike, and I just missed the screw. But by the grace of God, man, I had opportunity to play in the Canadien Football League, and that was me and Tom Haskins. Tom said, man, hey, Derek, you got all the potential. Just shut up and play. And I had a great career. I won 2 Grey Cups, played 6 years in there. But it helped me out so much to be a better football player. And if I tell any kids that are listening right now, you got to dedicate yourself. And the age, the era is different. Kids want to play the PlayStation so much, and then come out there thinking they can do what the PlayStation is, or their awareness is 100%, or they run a 99 speed. No, it don't work like that. Right. You have to just work hard and just be. You just gotta work hard, and you just gotta want it. And success is not given; it's earned. I tell everybody that. That's my logo when I work out kids and everything. And I tell my little nephew, right? And I tell any kid that I train, man, like, you think the kid in Florida, in Texas are not training? You do an hour, you do 2, they doing 3 or 4. So you just gotta separate yourself.
It's a mindset.
It is mindset, yo.
Yeah.
Now, did you enjoy living in Montreal? Did you live in Montreal?
Yes, I live in Montreal.
That's a cool town, right?
Man, it's a lovely town. It's beautiful. But then I got traded to Calgary, right?
Oh, wow. That's like the Wild West out there,
yes,
isn't it?
You're taking a Hanover County guy, putting him in Calgary. That doesn't work.
So it's the weather was so cold up there, and then but the crazy thing is, my roommate when I went to Montreal was Lawrence Phillips.
Okay.
He's a running back for Nebraska.
Oh yeah.
And everybody thinking he was crazy, but he was a good guy. I mean, man, he just knows football, whatever. He had some issues, but I think I had the 2 best roommates of all times, Randy Moss and Lawrence Phillips, and they just taught me a lot because man, I ain't never see 2 players that were better than I was, and I'm very cocky of being like who better than me, but they 2 players that were better than me, and I think the coaches put them together with me for a reason.
Oh yeah.
And it just made a difference for me.
And it worked. Yeah, absolutely.
Did the bigger field in Canada play to your strengths more because you're faster?
It did, right?
Yeah.
And so it played to my strength, but it got me a couple concussions because there's no fair catch rule.
Oh. They can just light you up.
Yes, like so they have to be a foot from you to catch the ball. You have to catch it. If it bounces, if the punter kicks it and the punter is running down, if the punter gets the ball, they get the ball.
I didn't know that rule.
Yes, that's the rule.
You gotta love Canadians.
They should have let you punt, and you could have flown.
Look, they have these punters that are fast. I don't get it.
They should.
They get these track guys from Canada, punt the ball, and they punt the ball. They run and punt the ball, so they got to run and start to the right. So and you can't hit the punter in Canada. You can't touch him. What? Yep. And so they coming full speed, so you got to catch it. If you don't,
That's a different game.
it is a different game.
I gotta watch.
How
that.
big is the field?
The field is 120 yards, right?
And the end zones are huge.
Yeah, man, you can run a fade in the end zone. At the 1 yard line, you can throw a deep ball.
Well, in the field wider too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the NFL is like 65. They nailed 75. So it's 55 or 65.
It's 55 in the NFL. Yeah.
So it's 65 in the Canadian League. So when you're on the boundary, you're running sweep. They are still running.
Yeah. You can't even see your wide receiver way out there.
And then they running towards you while you standing still. So it's a difference. But I had a great career in that. Then I came home and played indoor football.
Oh wow. Home as in here?
Yeah, Richmond, the Richmond Revolution.
Oh, okay.
Where they playing?
At the Out the Ice Center.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. And so all that wrapped in the bud, and I tell you about it. And I left school, and I didn't get my degree. I left school with 7 credits. Now
You had 7 credits left.
Yep. And now I'm going back after 20-some years to get my degree.
That's awesome.
46-year-old man going to go finish college.
You go finish college.
That's awesome.
It's awesome, man. And I was telling you the story when I was outside, man. And a special friend had to say, "You need to go back and get your degree," you know. And then when I decided to go back and get my degree, God had blessed me with all these different opportunities, man. A graduate assistant, man. I might be able to coach for Marshall University, the team that that I represented from 95 to 2000. So it's a blessing. So the moral of the story is, man, you can always go back and finish, right? You can go back, always back and conquer your dreams, right? And you just got to want it. If you don't want it, and if you don't want it to go back and do it, man, you're just gonna be like, what if? You know, I said, man, I'm thinking about this now. What if I did this 10 years ago? where I'd be at right now, right? But it wasn't my time. And so now that I get the opportunity, to do it now, I am very grateful for the opportunity, man, to go back to my, alma mater, man, and do what I do. And they still, man, have a lot of respect for me up there, man. I'm just so blessed.
Well, you had a great honor bestowed upon you a few years ago, right?
Yeah, so I'm in the Hall of Fame. They introduced me to the Hall of Fame of Marshall.
Nice.
And I was just, and it was unreal. And so the Hall of Fame, and people know about that Marshall, man, it's big. And in a Division I university, not everybody can go in the Hall of Fame.
No.
And I'm in it. And so, man, that was another opportunity for me to go back because, they, and you're in the Hall of Fame there, man. Come back and just give back. And so that's what I'm going to do. So I leave Sunday. And I was talking to him earlier, man, about coming up there, man, to the games, and because I'm doing this, man. I hope to help a young man, figure out like, hey, man, I didn't go to school or I quit school. Go back, get your GED. Go back and just finish what you started. Yeah. Because you go back and finish with college, man, and don't have no regrets, and you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, other people are going to learn from your experience.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Can the 10-year-old version or the 16-year-old version of you believe that you're about to finish your college degree?
No.
No chance, right?
No, it's no chance, and I'm sorry to say, no chance in hell because, I mean, the 30-year-old version of me, right? Because, like, it's a wrap, and just by the grace of God, one night, me and the individual got to talking, and I'm back in school, and I'm just so happy to be back in school and to finish up, man, what I started, and just start something whole, a whole new adventure, and still be saying, hey, man, you one of the elite people that go to Marshall University, and so I'm just so happy and honored just to go back, and I appreciate being on y'all podcast, man, because I think I just need to tell a kid, hey, man, just because things might don't look right now, it'll get better.
Absolutely.
Just gotta have faith and believe, and just gotta be around right people. You gotta be around right people that want you to be successful, and to succeed.
Those right people model the behaviors that you eventually want to have.
Yeah,
right?
because at the Ray Lewis has said this, man. You show me your friends, I show you your future.
Yeah.
Right. So you hang around guys that want to get drunk or just want to do something all day. That's what you're gonna do. You want to just with guys that want to run the street. That's what they're gonna do. You don't never want to be the smartest person in the room all the time.
Right.
You don't.
It's a curse.
It's a curse.
But that's actually never happened for Kevin. I mean, you and I are here.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm the smartest, but yeah. And so, and I just, for me, I just want to just thank the people that was in my corner. Thank the people that wanted to see me be a better person. That see me want to.
And you had a lot of them.
I had a lot of them, man. I mean, it's so many to name, right? And I just didn't hear them, right? And they like, why now? Like, that's all the question I hear, man. Why now, right? It took an individual to make me realize what I can, what I can do, and the crazy thing is, like, I probably didn't have enough. I didn't probably believe in myself when more people believed in me. Y'all were like, man, Derricott, man, you can do this. But if I don't believe in it myself, then I'm not going to do it.
Or you didn't have the ambition, maybe.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, yeah. Like, I didn't have the. Why I'm gonna go back to school for, right? And then I'm going back to school. It's an opportunity for me to be a whole better person.
I thought London might have another question, but she's good. All right. There's no way to transition to this, but Kevin's got a question. He asks most of our guests when he's here. The 1 out of 25 episodes that he's here.
Well, you ask it when I'm not here too.
I ask it all the time.
That's how good the question is.
It's a great question.
Well, you can tell me how good the question is.
Okay.
All right, so
it's a different kind of question. It's like nothing else we've talked about.
This is the way we end podcasts.
Okay,
we like to learn
well, not
more
is
about,
second to last.
Well,
one.
you know what I mean. Latter part of the podcast. So you're a late night talk show host tonight.
Yes, sir.
Just tonight.
One night only.
One night only. Okay.
You get to pick a male guest, a female guest, a musical group, and a comedian.
Okay.
They could be dead or alive.
Okay.
It could be people that you know personally, or
Okay.
it can be anybody.
Okay.
And you could be going for ratings. You could just be going for, hey, it's people I love, whatever.
Okay.
You're on. What you got?
Bernie-
Male guest, female guest?
Bernie Mac,
Bernie Mac is your comedian or male guest?
comedian.
Okay.
That's a great choice.
That is a great choice.
Comedian.
It's an awesome choice. I made a joke of him today.
Okay, my male guest.
Yep.
My male guest would be probably Muhammad Ali.
Nah,
You're not the first person to say Muhammad Ali.
My female guest probably would be Halle Berry.
All right.
You had me at Muhammad Ali, but I'm definitely watching your show now.
You look over your shoulder.
Yeah, no,
Halle Berry.
No, my group choice would be probably The Temptations.
Oh, okay. Old school.
Yep, and what was the
You
other
already
one?
got it. You nailed Bernie Mac right off the bat.
Okay,
You hit
perfect.
Bernie up front.
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
We might have Bernie open the show and end it.
okay.
Oh, and put him in the middle somewhere too.
Yeah,
He was so funny.
yeah.
All right, Daninelle, we're at about an hour, 5 minutes.
Okay.
Tell us about your family these days. However you think about family.
Man, my family, it's the best, right? To put up with me and some of the things that I have endured and conquered, but my kids are very special. You know what I'm saying, to me. I have Dakar, my son, he's 15.
Nice.
London is 9. Bella, she's 4. But I also have a friend in my life that gave me opportunity, man, to be a better person. You know, she don't like to be, noticed, but I'm gonna say her name anyway. Her name is Allison. So she helped me. She helped me through a lot. So she helped me through a lot of things that I was scared to put myself to. And my family's, been my biggest supporters. But for me now, man, I just have one goal, and that's saying to finish what I started at Marshall, and to be able to support and do for my kids. And just be like, I think when I go up here and do this and finish this, I'm gonna be a better father. I'm gonna be a better husband in the future. I'm gonna be a better friend. I'm gonna be a better coach. I'm just gonna be a better everything, man. So I had to put myself around people that wanted me to be successful, and not just put myself around people that just want me to just do anything. So for me, I'm gonna refuse to lose, right? 'Cause I'm gonna win. That's my mentality now, right? And that I'm just gonna have a different mindset of what I do. And so, but she helped me out so much. She don't want no fame or no pub. She don't want nothing, right? And I appreciate someone like that. Yeah. It's helping me to reach my potential.
Yeah. Selfless.
Yeah, selfless.
I like it.
She's a good friend to have.
Yeah, she's a good friend to have. Yeah.
So when your kids are thinking about quitting college or not going to college in the first place, very soon you're going to have a degree.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have that degree, it'd be very hard for you to tell them, go get your degree.
Yes, to go back, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard to tell them you have to finish something, and because I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And so that's what my mindset is right now. So I just want to just get this opportunity, man, to thank y'all for just having me on here.
Absolutely.
And whatever I can do to help this podcast grow more, man, just let me know. Who do I need to get on? Man, when I get up to the Marshall, call me anytime. I pick if y'all watch football, and I think
We watch a ton of football.
watch football, and I know people might say this. So we play South Bend the second game of the season. They got the #1 recruiting class. I think they're number 2 or 3 in the country.
Y'all are going to them.
Yes, and we're gonna beat them.
I like it. I like it. Now I'm going to watch that game.
Yeah. So
Danielle, I appreciate you joining us. I really do. I wish you a ton of luck finishing your degree,
Yes,
and I hope you kill it as a coach
I
for
will.
Marshall.
I will.
Excellent.
That's awesome, man.
Yep. And again, thank y'all, man, and thank my daughters for coming out here with me. Thank you.
London and Bella asked great questions.
They
Yeah.
have great kids, too.
They sleepy too now, so that's good. So I play some music in the car, they go to sleep. So, but like I said, thank you again. Thank you for my family. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for Miss Alice. And just thank you for people that always. Thank you for the Kennys. My family has been great. Sonia Kenny, Earl Kenny, the Kennys, and just all my friends. That friends that wanted me to succeed. This is the opportunity for me, man. I'm just so excited.
You're in a great place in your life, man. It's awesome.
I am. I'm at peace with all the decisions I am now. So
that's good. Good
cool.
place to be.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts. We'd also really appreciate if you'd rate and review us. You can find us at scodupodcast.com.